Hi guys, so this is another video to help you with your lucid efforts to achieve more lucid dreams, out-of-body experiences and astral projections. The result that we want to achieve is to have more lucidity and to have better dream recall. Dream recall is very important because what is the point for you to practice something if you cannot remember it? Many people think if I have a lucid dream experience or out-of-body experience, the experience is so amazing and emotionally thrilling that I cannot forget that experience. The reality of it is contrary to that belief. With enough of experiences, you will notice at some point of time during the day that you actually had a lucid dream or out-of-body experience and you forgot it. Probably due very often to the loss of lucidity within the dream state. Watch my other videos to know how to fight this and find the information on the website. So, first of all, usually before starting this practice, one thing that we have to work on is our dream recall. In general, our memory in relation to dreams, out-of-body experiences. To do so, there is one tool that is very useful, is dream journaling. So watch my next video about how to maintain a good practice of dream journaling in a technical way, so that you can have your own mirror on yourself, on your practice, and not only progress technically but also increase your dream recall in a space of a week or a few days. Will be enough to achieve good memory and good results, and hence you can continue with your practice. The other aspect of our practice that we want to improve is lucidity. Very often one practice that is advised is to do a meditation. Let's not make things complicated, let's just think of two types of meditation. One meditation can be resumed to you sitting in a yogic pose or whatever pose. Usually you will adopt a pose in which you are not falling asleep, so rather than laying down you will sit down and purely observe your thoughts. Very often we will associate ourselves with our thoughts to the point where we get lost in our thought patterns and we lose our lucidity in our thoughts. The next stage of this kind of meditation, which is very difficult to achieve, is to become thoughtless. So this is a superior control of thought patterns and thought process in your mind, is to become complete observer, pure observer, crystal clear observer, without any kind of thoughts going through the mind. That's a kind of control that you can achieve with a regular practice of meditation. Another way to get lucid is to practice some sorts of techniques. One famous technique, that the direct technique, to go from waking state into the sleeping state, that is considered as direct technique, or often called a wild wake induced lucid dream. So watch for that information on the website or in my future videos of how to perform this technique. Another technique that is not very often found or mentioned about is to practice techniques upon awakening. So when you just woke up and without moving your body, the first thing you start to practice some techniques. So again, look for that information on our website or attend my workshop. I will explain this in detail to you guys. These two are the techniques that you can practice to have lucid experiences in the dream state. Now the interesting part is we also have spontaneous experiences within the dream state. It is called very often DILD, dream-induced lucid dream. What does it mean is that we become spontaneously lucid within the dream. More or less spontaneously. We become lucid because we notice something is out of place within the dream state. I like to give this funny example of it, is a pink elephant coming to tell me that I am dreaming, for example, and I realize that pink elephant cannot talk. Hence I realize that it's not supposed to be there and I become lucid. Or the person is in a childhood house and realizes that this is not the current house the person lives in, or somebody talks to somebody who passed away and realizes that person is not supposed to be there, etc, etc. You get the picture. But the interesting fact is, by practicing the direct technique and indirect technique, we increase our chances of spontaneous lucidity, and that is something that was not very well measured and understood before. So any practice that we do, the meditations, the direct technique, the techniques upon awakenings, all of this is impacting the quantity of occurrences of spontaneous experiences within the dream state. So somebody who doesn't practice anything at all will have very, very rare occurrences of spontaneous lucid dreams, out of body experiences. Somebody who practices any kind of technique that we have mentioned right before, we will have 50 or more % of the total amount of experiences totaling into the spontaneous kind of experiences. This is very important to notice and to understand, because even if the person is practicing one technique or another and do not have success with the technique per se, that person will still run the chance to have a spontaneous lucid dream or out of body experience, which is cool. There is something else, another practice I would like to share with you guys, another aspect of lucidity or another perspective on lucidity that I have developed personally and I would like to share with you guys. I call it coming out from the picture or coming out from the theater. What does it mean? Usually we go on with our daily life, with daily activities, daily situations, more or less engaging, and we kind of losing ourselves into the situation. We become the situation to the point where we do not remember being ourselves in the situation. So what I propose, at regular intervals during the daytime, in whatever situation you are, extract yourself from the situation mentally, as if you're zooming out from the situation, as if you are playing theater, you are the actor, but at the same time you have paid the ticket to go and see the show for yourself. Do not become the actor to the point that you forget that you play some kind of a movie, a live movie. You will notice, if you practice that, you will have much more spontaneous experiences. Here one more perspective on the practice that I would like to share with you guys, something that you have to understand. Reflect well on what I'm going to tell you and look exactly on how it works for you. You have to understand one thing. For example, take the example of wake back to bed technique, WBTB. How does it work? The person wakes up and brings himself or herself to a waking kind of awareness, and then the person goes back to sleep. So the person expects that waking awareness to permeate the dream state, you see. And there are also many occurrences of lucidity at the beginning of the night, because we just left the waking awareness and we just jumped into the dreaming kind of experience, you see. And when we do meditation, we are going to a more relaxed mode of functioning, and we bring in our awareness into it. So you see, because we are looking for a hybrid situation where the body is asleep and the mind is awake, all of you have heard this, we need to practice that hybrid situation as often as possible. Hence my opinion and my theory on that. That is why meditation works, because it brings you hybrid situation. Any technique that you employ will bring you to the hybrid situation. Very often people talk about being at the border line between asleep and awaken. That is a hybrid situation. So the more hybrid situation you bring to your daily life, the more chances you run to have a hybrid situation in your dreaming life. You see, it's a good trick I give you there. Do not forget and practice that. And you will see that you will have more and more experiences that will follow this. As usual, Youri with lucid tips and tricks for you guys, and come subscribe to my channel and blah blah blah, etc. See you guys soon. Thanks again, and Youri Zaritsky from Lucidity for All signing out. Ciao guys.